This is diabolical, and it shows how much of a cancer Man United genuinely is. Because there's a feeling amongst players that Ruben Amorim's system just does not work for the current squad. And you know what I'm going to tell you right now? The sky is blue is what I just read. Because Ruben Amorim has had zero backing, and I've said since he became the manager that he was set up to fail because he got zero players, the ones that he want. Honestly, the only player that you could really argue before, the second he got to United that he wanted was probably Ugarte because he had worked with him previously. And then he gets one signing, all right, one signing here with Dorgu, right? And he was absolutely one of the bright spots of the Man United team. He had 100% of his duels won, 100% tackles with 92% pass accuracy. He was probably one of the best players for United. You might be saying, oh, there was that play where Onana threw it to him and they lost the ball. That's not really on him. Onana just did not throw the ball correctly. It was a poor throw from one of the highest, transfer fee goalkeepers we've ever seen, and it's not really this lad's fault. In my opinion, he was probably top 3 players on the pitch that day for Man United, and that's just one of the signings that he's wanted. And imagine if they actually backed this lad. He's had so much success with Sporting. He literally went to Man City's ground with Sporting, who obviously does not cost not even half of what City's squad costs, and it schooled them 4-1. Schooled that team. Pep Guardiola outclassed because he had his squad the way he wanted. He worked with them. This man deserves time. He was undefeated in the league before he got, obviously bought out by Man United. And people are always out here saying, oh, you know what? Amorim's system's not working, the 3-back. Well, look, this is something Mark Goldbridge came out and said, which I'm going to acknowledge. Because many people have been saying, oh, go back to the 4-3-3. Obviously, there's players saying, oh, it doesn't suit us. But the shots they're conceding per game have lowered. Possession has increased. So those are factors that you like to see. It's not his fault that he has a bunch of injury crises. Like, look at this. Look at Man United here against Spurs. I'm about to go in on this squad. You see the lineup here. Højlund, Xerxes, Garnacho, lads. We all know Garnacho is Mr. I'm going to have a huge miss. Dorgu, his one signing. Casemiro, the footballs left him. Bruno Fernandes, I don't really think he's really meant to be playing in a 4 midfield and being one of the center mids. Diego Dalot, it's decent. Maserati, all right. Harry Maguire, big 2025 lads. And Onana, come on. Look at the bench though. He has Cheeto Obi Martin, who we got from Arsenal, who I think made a horrible decision going to United. He got 3 minutes. That was the only substitution. He got 3 minutes. Victor Lindelof and a bunch of teenagers. It was like Lindelof was literally babysitting this squad. And honestly, I don't really blame Amorim for Man United's, worst ever let me go to the thing. Worst ever season. This is literally going to be the worst season because they're closer to relegation than Europe. And that's kind of dreadful. And the fact that there's actually fans out here and players not accepting his system and thinking that they should sack him is absolutely unbelievable. Because before Man United, like many other transfers, he was absolutely astonishing and he was a great manager. And I just think what Man United has is the problems they have is deeper than football, because we saw Ralph Ragnick come in and say this needs open heart surgery, and they called him a fool, booted him out. Ten Hag came in, he ends up getting sacked. Amorim comes in, they want him sacked already. I knew this was not gonna happen. I knew that he was not gonna be able to succeed. And now it's happening. And the problem is you brought in a manager mid-season, unable to actually transform the squad the way he wants. He's not backed. This is Ten Hag's squad. This isn't Amorim's squad. You gave Ten Hag a bunch of money, and he made you a mid-table squad. If you gave this lad half the amount of backing that Ten Hag had, he'd be fighting for top 4. And that's a big step from last season for Man United here, because Man United just finished 8th. Now you're 15th. You're moving like Arsenal straight out of, COVID. It's absolutely crazy because all these United fans were talk about how Arsenal was dreadful. And now they switched spots. Now Arsenal's finishing second, pushing City the way, at one point Ole was pushing City. And now we see United being a banter squad and at risk of relegation. It's a problem when it's big 2025 and Everton's above you. David Moyes has brought up Everton above you lads in big 2025 after you ran him out the club. That's actually dreadful. David Moyes absolutely went out and won more European titles than Man United, got sacked by that team, went to Everton and brought him above you in the Premier League table. And you're telling me this isn't a problem? Absolutely. That's actually jokes right there, lads. But anyways, my point here is that Ruben Amorim needs a summer and maybe a January transfer window where he gets, hundreds of millions invested in him. The proper players booted out. Obviously Marcus Rashford is going to be performing better outside of United because of the fallout with Amorim. But Anthony as well, but I just believe if this lad actually brings in the players that he wants for his system, I think United won't be at 15th. I believe they'd be, fighting for Europe, maybe for Europa League. But it's dreadful what's going on. But he knew, and the fan base knew, that it wasn't gonna be a pretty start considering he was coming in with a bunch of players he didn't even want. You think he would choose Harry Maguire to be his center back? You think Lenny Yoro was his type of signing? Do you think his best player just got hurt and Diallo, for the season, cancel the season, lads. You're going to be in a relegation dogfight here. It's going to be crazy. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Leave a comment down below. Do you think Amorim should get sacked for his poor performances or should he be given time? And by the way, if you think that he should be sacked, lads, I'm glad that you don't even play Football Manager. But anyways, thank you guys for watching.